I'll be very brief. We have votes. I want to thank Congressman Gutierrez, Congressman Honda, Congressman Nadler for their leadership on this issue. When Congressman Gutierrez speaks, he speaks from a place of moral authority, a moral authority as a tireless advocate for those amongst us who have too few advocates, a champion of the population that lives in our country and lives in fear every day, of the very authorities that should be there to protect them and their families. And I am grateful that this coalition that is so critical to push for comprehensive immigration reform will leave no family behind. Because when we talk about fixing and replacing our broken immigration system with one that works, we're talking about a system of immigration that works for all families, that works for America, that works for businesses, that works for law enforcement, and yes, that works for immigrants and their families themselves. And I strongly salute the work of Representatives Honda and Nadler in bringing this issue to the forefront, and applaud Congressman Gutierrez for his strong work in forging what will be a critical part of the coalition to pass comprehensive immigration reform now. Thank you.
Thank you, Jared. I'll now introduce another leader in this fight, Congressman from California, Montana.
Thank you very much, Jerry. And I want to add my thanks to Congressman Gutierrez for a couple of reasons. One is that he's never given up on this. Two, he changed a personal decision of not retiring, thank God. He did retire. And then to my colleagues, Jerry, and to Congressman Polis, this is a great coalition. And I just want to thank Immigration Equality for putting this news conference together. As you can tell, we're going to rush this because, you know, we got to get through this before the next bell rings. And I think that's the only thing that's going to drive Congress, isn't it, right? Okay, I introduced the Reuniting Families Act to really reunite families, spouses, children, siblings, parents, same-sex partners that have been separated for so long, as much as 30 years, and to ensure that families are included in the comprehensive immigration reform. And when I included the same-sex partners, the binational partnership, that made the C comprehensive complete. And this is why this is such an important thing. The RFA ends discrimination against same-sex permanent partners and their children in our immigration laws, and it is in line with American values, and it's good for our economy. And we know that American workers who have family by their side are happier, healthier, and more able to succeed with this essential social safety net. This is the case for all families, including LGBT families. And this includes, and it's comprehensive when we talk about family values. And Congressman Luis is right that government has no place to interfere with family and family structures. RFA really provides a comprehensive starting point for immigration reform, making sure that all families, same-sex partners included, are reunited. And RFA will reunite families with their loved ones, providing our legal citizens with a strong bonds to work harder, to start businesses, to give back to our economy, and to be happier. I support the inclusion of both my bill RFA and UAFA in any comprehensive immigration reform effort, and have been working with my colleagues toward this goal. For the LGBT families, immigration reform is an urgent matter which cannot wait. LGBT families in particular are being split apart and forced into exile as each day passes. In my district, Julia Rickard and her partner, Karen, are facing an untenable choice later this year. When Karen's tourist visa expires and her stay in the U.S. is put into jeopardy. Without congressional action this year, Julia will be forced to stay behind and she's going to have to leave her job and retire early and leave her home here in San Jose as Karen, her partner, returns to Britain. Julia has already taken early retirement to be with Karen, and then we'll have to decide whether she's going to sell her home or not and leave the country permanently or live separated from her partner. There are no laws in this country that forces people to do that. And for Julia and Karen and couples like them, time is of essence. The President has called on Congress to address immigration reform And I stand ready to heed that call and support an effort that is inclusive of LGBT families, and that it will be truly a comprehensive immigration reform. I thank you.